I'm not sold, Skip. I'm not sold at all. I think it's still the Kansas City Chiefs until otherwise. Until the AFC Championship doesn't go through Kansas City, I think it has to be the Kansas City Chiefs. They've done too much. They've been too consistent, regardless of the personnel, the circumstance. Their defense is playing better than they ever have. I expect the AFC Championship to go through Kansas City again.
Okay.
Yeah, and listen, I love what Kansas City does when you are having an opportunity. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce get loose. And Andy Reid did some things yesterday to help Travis Kelce get loose. I thought, you know, listen, let me tell you something. They're going, Travis Kelce should have the toughest season of all athletes in the NFL this year, because it seems like if you stop him, that whole Kansas City offense goes away. What I saw yesterday with Baltimore, right? You go into this game, and I'm saying, okay, Baltimore has everything. But I saw here at times that offense get stuck. And I'm watching to see Mark Andrews' absence really hurt the team. And I was like, okay, I like this likely kid. He's a little different kid. He's a little athletic tight end. He could run.
Yep.
Little jumping too much over too many people, I thought. Like, come on, son. Give me a shoulder. Let me see you have some physicalness, too, because that's the Mark Andrews side, the physicalness, you know. But it made him a little, I thought, maybe a little bit more explosive. Zay Jones now gets to be, Zay Flowers gets to be the man in the middle right now. And I'm telling you, that dude is something special. You get the football in his hands. I started thinking this way. That some of the targets and opportunities that the tight end has now goes to Zay Flowers, and you put the ball in this kid's hands, that's electric. I still have Baltimore right now a little bit ahead of Kansas City, because I know they're a naturally physical football team, and that'll come into play when these two get together. And I think, like I said before, that they can dethrone the Kansas City Chiefs, because they got a run game, they got a defense. And Lamar Jackson, I tell you, I love the way he's staying in the pocket. Sometimes now, even yesterday, he started staying in the pocket a little bit too long.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, get on out of there now. I like it, but be able to get on out of there because you have that ability. But right now, I still do have them as the top team in the AFC.
Okay, Michael, to your point about Mark Andrews, I do think they miss him to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
He was just...
Right. He's different.
He was Lamar's favorite. He was his security blanket. He was his go-to. When in doubt, throw it to the big, strong guy. And yet... Right. I love the collection of wideouts featuring Zay Flowers, who just, he, as I said last week, he's got like cartoon feet. They're so quick. There's nothing like it this side of Tyreek on just sheer quickness and explosiveness. But here's the point. Richard, back to you. I know how much you love that San Francisco defense, and it is really, really good and really, really nasty. But I'm not sure it's nastier than this defense. And this defense just slowly creeps up the ladder now. They're one tick off the 49ers. 49ers are allowing 15.5 points a game. The Ravens are now at 15.6. And the Ravens are the toughest defense to throw against, because in just yards per completion, they're easily #1 in the league. So I don't know how they do it. Just year after year, they've had a parade of famous defensive coordinators come and go, and they just keep on keeping on, and it's almost like it's their legacy. It's like their franchise mantra is, we play defense.
Right, and they were talking about that, Skip, like all the old guys are coming back around, talking about, making sure you uphold this thing. The legacy, and that's a whole different thing when you start doing that.
Play like a Raven today. So, Richard, again, back to you. What are you seeing as a former defensive star in this defense? Isn't it becoming very legit to you? Now it's gotten healthy?
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
Mike McDonald has done a great job with these guys. He's using Kyle Hamilton all over the field, blitzing him, covering receivers, tight ends, deep field, whatever the case may be. They give you complicated looks, different looks at the line of scrimmage, in the secondary. But like Irv said earlier, that offense, it just sputters at times.
Yeah.
And you cannot sputter in big games. Even their run game sputters, their passing game sputters, and they disappear for drives in the middle of the game. And if you go against good teams, that'll cost you.
Right, and that's what I worry about. It's sometimes like, okay, now, I worry about those little moments, but I know all teams will have those little moments. But if you're having those little moments, you got to have what I think Philly has and what I think Kansas City Chiefs has. And what I was talking about a moment ago, is their quarterbacks are going to make the plays in crucial situations every time. You are not going to have time to sputter at the wrong time.
Yep.
You have to make those plays to beat these teams. It's going to take everything you got to beat Patrick Mahomes because he's not letting his team lose. And he's the feisty kind. Let's go. They showed him yelling at everybody the other day. And you're not going to just take a game from Jalen Hurts. He's quiet, but his well runs real deep. You're not going to just take it. So Lamar Jackson has to match that. In every crucial situation, you have to show up and not miss those plays. And I saw some of those plays sputtering yesterday. He has to get better at that.
Okay, I got it. But to me, whatever is in Jalen Hurts' soul, whatever drives him as a leader, Lamar's got a lot of that in him. Maybe not quite as much as Jalen does, but Lamar's got football character, football backbone, playmaking character.
Well, let's be real. Not as polished as Jalen's is.
Maybe
not as
quite.
polished. Maybe it's more. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It's more Fort Lauderdale-ish.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Leadership, if I can use that word.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. I'll respect that.
Yeah.
But the point is, my biggest concern about this team is it opens the door in the fourth quarter and it lets people back in the door. And last night, as I tweeted late last night, they got a break last night because they were up against a team that strength is losing close games. Like the Chargers just lose close games. They just they don't know how to finish a game, right? They're going to lose by 3, or they're going to lose by, and they gave up the late touchdown, or that would have been ultimately a 13-10 game because it should have been 13-10.
Right.
So they opened the door when Justin Tucker, the greatest kicker I've ever seen, I guess Adam Vinatieri was pretty great too, but this on just sheer leg strength and deadly accuracy, I've never seen anything like Justin Tucker, and he hooks it wide left from 44, which is like an extra point to him, and all of a sudden the door got kicked back open, and the Chargers are one team that can't run through that door the way we've seen in 3 previous games that the Ravens obviously lost. So
the way the Chiefs would have ran through that door. Well, you open that door for Patrick Mahomes, and that's what you have to do. They have to close the door. Now, I give the defense credit because the defense stepped up and closed the door. They said, okay, door shut, and made the play.
They slammed it shut.
Right. But Lamar has to be the guy to make those plays, too, to shut doors on teams. And I didn't see it.
And statistically, Lamar just hasn't been as great as we've seen him in the past. Early on, we were talking about an MVP season. He only has 5 rushing touchdowns, 13 passing touchdowns. That's not going to get it done against these elite teams. Patrick Mahomes is up there with some of the best in the league in terms of his passing touchdowns. He got 21 on the year, 9 interceptions, and that's with guys dropping a ton of passes. They lead the league in drop passes. So I just think it's going to be a hard matchup with that way that Kansas City defense is playing.
Yeah, I got you. I know Keyshawn has had a problem or a concern about the Ravens defense. They don't have that dude that's the closer, that can drop the hammer. But listen, every time I look up, Jadeveon Clowney's like refound himself, which happens with the Ravens. You go to the Ravens, and all of a sudden you have a rebirth late in your career. They've had a history of this.
And I thought about that too, Skip, because I remember Key saying that, and Clowney was making plays. Of course, Marlon Humphrey's just coming back and getting more and more healthy too. So that team, they have closers and they have big-time playmakers on that defense.
Hey, Roquan Smith is serious business. He is a beast.
And that gives you one, when you think about it, when all of those great defenses, that gives you somebody on each level when Jadeveon Clowney's playing well on that front end. Roquan is a different dude.
And don't miss out on Matabike. He got 10 sacks on the year for a D tackle.
Every time
he's been having a monster year quietly.
Okay. And yet, as a collective unit, just on their culture and their legacy, I just love to watch them play because you want to talk about flying to the ball and playing nasty defense.
Right.
That's just who they are.
Right.
That's why I think they're going to be right in the middle of this.
But it's going to be a good battle. It's going to be a good battle in the AFC now. And to this guy, I'm going to tell you something. As we talk AFC, The effort I saw out of Buffalo yesterday, it's going to, I remember when I first started running the quarter, and my track coach said, it will make a man or a mannish boy out of you. You're going to be either real good or real bad, because that's what it's going to take out of you. That game yesterday for the Buffalo Bills was either going to end up being real good for them or real bad, because they gave all they have. I can't wait to see what happens with Philly next week. You don't play a game like that and turn right back around and be at your highest, because it takes so much out you, not just physically, also emotionally. I can't wait to see what happens with San Francisco next week.
I got San Francisco.
Well, I think.
Who you got?
Yeah, I got San Francisco.
Good.
But I mean, Philly gets. They're gonna be at their best. At least they were at home. San Francisco got to travel all the way across the country to Philadelphia to play them, but that's going to be a good game. I can't wait for that one.
No, wait. Michael, you ran the quarter in high school?
Yeah.
did?
I ran a quarter in high school.
And how did that go?
Man, listen, they had a dude called State Trooper over at Dillard High School.
State
and
Trooper?
Benny Blaze. Let me tell you why they call him State Trooper. Because, he's always in that back lane, and you start running, right? And you think you got everybody. And then the whole crowd would start woo, doing the siren. That's the State Trooper coming. He's going to run right by you. And he just ran right on, him, Benny Blaze, man.
Benny Blaze.
Yeah, Benny Blaze ran like a 46, 47.
Wait, did you run the 100?
No. I could not, never that. Power run, no.
Okay.
Yeah, a man or a bad kid out of you is going to make one of them. But that's a hard
And what did it make out of you then?
Well, I guess a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.